Hey friends, welcome back to September Coffee. This is our roastery, and today what I want to do is walk you through a brew recipe for two coffees that I'm incredibly excited about, incredibly fond of, and ones that I'm really enjoying right now. Now, they're actually from our August subscription service for our September subscribers. We call our Septembers. And these are two coffees that I'll tell you about. Now, the first one we're really excited about, and this is called Shoondhisa. Now, Shoondhisa is a beautiful expression of the Guji region of Ethiopia, and we think it's incredibly clean for what it is. We think natural Ethiopia has a very beautiful expression of what an Ethiopian coffee can be. It's one of the coffees that many people use as a gateway to get into specialty. I know, myself included. This version of Shoondhisa is very sweet. It reminds us of like strawberry juice, lavenders, florals that you would normally get from like a washed coffee. It's in a beautiful version of this natural Ethiopian. And then it has lingering sweetness of like honey, but it's incredibly delicate and juicy. On the other hand, we have Augusto Ortega. Now this is another pink bourbon. Now if you haven't picked up yet, we've been really loving pink bourbons in 2023. We believe it's some of the best coffee coming out of Colombia. Now Augusto is a legend within coffee. He's a 58-year-old producer and just an incredible human being doing great things in coffee, setting an example for future producers and farmers. And this is his take on a pink bourbon, a washed pink bourbon. This coffee specifically reminds us of a lot of beautiful citrus like pink grapefruits. So let me walk you through a brew recipe for these two, how we're brewing them right now. This month we'll stick with the V60 for one more time, but this month we're gonna do a smaller recipe. We're gonna use 12.5 grams of dry coffee, and we're gonna use 200 grams of water, and that's gonna create a small cup. And this one is one that you can drink more of because there's less in your cup, and we think it's a great recipe. Very simple. Let me walk you through it. These both are on the lighter side, especially Shoondhisa. By the way, all of our coffees are now roasted on our Loring roaster. So currently, not only these two for our subscribers, which were some of the first coffees on our Loring to go out, but now across all of our store, everything is now dialed in with our new Loring roaster. We think it's creating beautiful coffees that are even cleaner, sweeter, more delicate. But one thing that comes with the Loring, it's a pressurized chamber, so we do recommend at least 2 weeks of resting time from the roast date for best results. You can drink them right away, but if you want the best results with the most sweetness, at least 2 weeks, and 3-4 weeks can actually benefit the cup, especially for espresso, but definitely for filter coffee too. But these both are light roasted, especially for filter coffee, but you can use both of them on espresso as well, as long as you have a machine that can extract lighter roasted coffee. If you're not sure what I mean by that, let me know in the comments down below and I'll be happy to help you out down there. Today we're gonna use our V60. Whichever V60 you have is fine. We're using the O2 model here today, and we're using the Hario tabbed paper filters. Now we're going to first rinse our paper as always, so get some hot water and we're gonna rinse the paper. And what we're gonna do now is add our coffee to our V60. Again, 12.5 grams of dry coffee. Now you'll notice right away, this Shoondhisa is incredibly floral. Like I said earlier, it reminds us of lavenders. It's just incredibly unique to experience, especially in natural Ethiopian, have attributes like this. Now we're gonna do a bloom here. We're gonna do a larger bloom and we're gonna wait for a longer time. So we're gonna be pouring 65 grams of water and then we're gonna wait 1 minute. After we do our bloom, I'm a big fan of agitating the bed, making sure that everything is saturated. So we're gonna go ahead and give this a small little swirl. An aggressive swirl is fine. And then we're gonna wait here for 1 whole minute. Now, like I mentioned earlier, with Shoondhisa, it is a lighter roasted coffee. Augusto being also lightly roasted. We recommend resting your coffee. It's a good practice for any light roasted coffee, but especially coffee that is roasted on a Loring. Because of Loring's incredible high technology that uses a pressurized chamber, it ensures incredible consistency between batches, but it can mean that coffee can take a few extra days to open up. At least in our experience, we don't think this is a negative attribute. We actually think it's a positive one because it actually means the shelf life of these coffees is longer. So if you get a coffee that's a few weeks old, well, we actually think it's better than what it was a few weeks prior, if that makes sense. Okay, we're at 1 minute here, and like I said, we're at 65 grams, so we're gonna pour up to 120 and then stop. So the second pour slightly smaller than the first pour. We're gonna wait until the water has actually drained mostly through the bed. At this point in time, it's about 1:30 on the clock, 1 minute and 30 seconds. And we're gonna wait till probably 1 minute and 45, which then I'm gonna pour my final pour up to 200 grams. Okay, at 1:45, we're gonna go ahead and pour the remainder of our water up to 200 grams of water. Traditionally, I do a swirl to agitate the bed, and we're gonna do that again because we wanna ensure everything is agitated, and we wanna ensure that no coffee is stuck on the sidewall of the paper filter here. Now, Shoondhisa is from Suku Coffee, and the owner of Suku is actually nicknamed the King of Guji, and we think rightfully so because what he's doing is incredibly beautiful. The coffees that are coming out of Suku are just so tasty, and it's really exciting to see coffees like this come out of Ethiopia, especially over the past few years. We just really are excited for Suku and what they're doing, and we source this through Augusto, which is an incredible importer in the States. Now, depending on how fine you grind here, it might take slightly longer to draw down. We like to push extractions to get to 1.4, even up to 1.5 TDS on our refractometer. So if you don't have a refractometer, that's totally okay, but grind on the fine side here, it's okay. This coffee is incredibly delicate. It's gonna be hard to really push out too much bitterness in this coffee. The way that we roasted it, it's incredibly sweet, incredibly delicate, so feel free to push those extractions. And if you find that it's too bitter, then just coarsen up your grind just a little bit. And if it's too sour, if it's just lacking some sweetness, you may not be pushing extractions enough. You may want to grind slightly finer. Now that that's done, we're gonna get our V60 out of here. And what you wanna do before you brew your coffee is you wanna give this a nice swirl. You wanna agitate the coffee, and then you wanna get your nose in there. Give it a beautiful smell, give it a big smell, because coffee is sensory, right? What we taste is a lot of what we smell. And so we wanna ensure that we get our nose in there, smell the coffee. Now, for reference, for water, we swap between third wave water classic, both full packets, full strength, and also half strength, depending on the preference and the coffee. For a coffee like this that is incredibly light, we'd actually prefer half strength because we want a lower parts per million. We also use a product called Lotus Water, and when we cup and QC all of our coffees, we use a mixture of three things: local tap here in Ottawa, third wave water, and then Lotus Water in the light and bright recipe. Lotus is a product that allows you to create custom water recipes, something for a different video, a different topic, but it is really nice to be able to create different coffee waters for our coffees that we're brewing. So that's Shoondhisa and Augusto Ortega. Hopefully you enjoy this recipe. Hopefully you try it. Let me know if you do in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please do us a favor, help out this channel grow by hitting that like button down below and subscribe for more recipe videos, more content on coffee. This channel specifically will not be talking as much about gear. On my personal channel, we'll do more of that, but if you want to learn more about coffees, more about coffee origins, all of that, that'll be happening here in September. So please give us a subscribe before you leave. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to check out these coffees, I'll leave them linked down below. Be sure to subscribe, not just to this channel, but also to September Coffee for our coffee subscription service for September, because fitting enough, our September subscribers will have the best set of coffees that we've had to date. With our subscriptions, you get coffees before they launch on our store, exclusive previews to those, free shipping included in your coffees, along with other perks included in your subscription service every single month. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful month. We'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye.